There was a time when Blake Griffin wasn't just a high flyer, he was the high flyer. A human trampoline with a personal vendetta against rims. He turned dunking into an art form, and defenders into unwilling participants. From humiliating 7-footers to leading Lob City, prime Blake Griffin was a force of nature. But just as quickly as he soared to stardom, gravity and injuries caught up with him. So what happened? Today I'm breaking down the rise, dominance, and decline of one of the greatest Did You See That players, Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin's journey to NBA stardom started in Oklahoma, where he treated college defenders like crash test dummies. In his sophomore year, he averaged 22 points and 14 rebounds per game, basically video game numbers. Griffin led the Sooners to the Elite Eight before they fell to the Tar Heels 72-60. The Clippers drafted him first overall in 2009, and the hype was astronomical.
What does Blake Griffin give you right now?
He gives you an incredibly powerful athlete. Stu, they just don't make him like Blake Griffin very often. He has got speed and balance. He can play through contact. He can finish with either hand in traffic after absorbing a bump. He's the strongest and most athletic player in the NBA draft this year.
But before he could even step on the NBA court, disaster struck. Blake suffered a stress fracture in his left knee, and he had to sit out his entire rookie season. Then came the 2010 season, and Blake didn't just meet expectations, he dunked them into oblivion. He averaged 22 points, 12 rebounds, and 3 assists while winning Rookie of the Year in a landslide. And then, the 2011 dunk contest happened. Blake jumped over a card, because regular dunks just wasn't good enough anymore. Kia's marketing department probably still sends him thank you cards, but that wasn't even the craziest dunk of the season. Blake made it a habit of treating defenders like props in his own personal dunk contest. Just ask Timothy Mozgov about it. Every game it felt like Blake was trying to redefine the laws of physics. In 2011, the Clippers made a move that changed everything.
I'm finally here, settled in, got to put my jersey in my hand for my first time, and I'm excited.
They traded for Chris Paul, and just like that, Lob City was born. If CP3 had the ball and Blake was anywhere near the rim, you knew something ridiculous was about to happen. Blake Griffin didn't just dunk on people, he ended careers.
It's a physical game.
Oh, me, oh my! A monster jam by Blake Griffin!
Kendrick Perkins is still somewhere staring into the distance, wondering what he did to deserve that. In the 2013 season, Blake had his best season yet, averaging 24 points and 9 rebounds per game, and finishing third in MVP voting behind Kevin Durant and LeBron James. He even developed a reliable mid-range jumper, proving he wasn't just a jump and dunk guy, though he still jumped and dunked a lot. Blake also balled out in the playoffs, helping the Clippers take down the Warriors in a heated 2014 first-round series. But while Blake was reaching his peak, behind the scenes, well, let's just say things were starting to get a little Clippersy. And by Clippersy, I mean heartbreak. Because despite being one of the most talented teams in the league, the Clippers always seemed to find a way to fall apart, whether it was injuries, locker room drama, or just plain bad luck. The Lob City era was as exciting as it was frustrating. Blake Griffin was pretty much unstoppable, except by his own body. Knee issues, quad problems, and a whole list of injuries started slowing him down. Meanwhile, the Clippers kept finding new and creative ways to lose in the playoffs. In 2015, they blew a 3-1 lead to the Houston Rockets, and at that point, Clippers fans probably started preparing for heartbreak the moment their team won 2 games in the series. Then, Blake made headlines in 2016 for breaking his hand on a team staff member's face. Yes, that actually happened. The Clippers still re-signed him in 2017, even putting together a dramatic pitch video making it seem like they'll never trade him. Spoiler alert, they traded him. By this point, the Lob City era was effectively over. Chris Paul left, DeAndre Jordan was on his way out, and Blake, once the face of the franchise, was suddenly shipped off to Detroit. It was the end of an era, and Clippers fans were left wondering what could have been. In 2018, the Clippers shocked the world by trading their franchise star to the Detroit Pistons. Blake went from sunny Los Angeles to Michigan winters. Many thought he was finished, but he had other plans. In the 2018 season, Blake had a career resurgence.
Blake works the baseline, gets to the basket, reverse glasser, good.
Both guys are amazing.
Blake, missed, but Blake's got a handle outside. Up by Ennis, turns, fires, he fills it up! Blake Griffin!
Averaging 24 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists, while dragging the Pistons to the playoffs, even though they got swept by the Bucks. And the craziest part, Blake wasn't just dunking anymore, he became a legit 3-point shooter. But once again, his knees weren't on the same page. By 2020, they had officially entered load management mode, and his days as an elite player were officially over. Blake Griffin eventually landed in Brooklyn, where he played a supporting role for the Nets. He even surprised everyone by dunking again, because apparently, he had just decided to take a few years off from it in Detroit. He also spent 1 year with the Celtics. But let's be real, Blake Griffin's impact on the NBA is undeniable. A 6-time All-Star, one of the best passive big men of his era, and let's not forget, he made the Clippers cool. So what do you think? Is Blake Griffin's peak underrated? And where does he rank among the greatest power forwards of all time? Let me know in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.